Hi everyone, myself Vamsi Krishna. In the earlier sessions, we have seen an introduction of how to load file from S3 to RDS. And as a part of that, we did a video on how to write and read CSV file using Python CSV module. In this particular session, we are going to actually write a Lambda function, and that particular Lambda function is having a S3 trigger, so that whenever user uploads a file to S3 bucket, our Lambda function will get triggered, and we can see the Lambda function logs in Amazon CloudWatch. In this specific session, we are going to focus only on the reading part, and in the other session, I'm going to explain about Lambda layers, and we are going to see how to write to database as well. Let us get started with the implementation steps. And if you can see here, user will upload the file to S3 bucket. S3 bucket will trigger the Lambda function. Lambda function will do the execution, and we can see the Lambda function logs in CloudWatch. For doing this, first we need to have a S3 bucket. Let us create a S3 bucket. Go to here, create a bucket, and you can say application 1, some project 1 source data. You can keep any name. I'm saying application 1 project 1 source data, meaning other applications are going to send files here. And I'm going to select the region as US East. If you want, you can change the region. Click on create. Perfect. Now we created the bucket name. The next step which we are going to do is we need to create a Lambda role which has permission to work with S3 and Lambda. Let me go ahead and create a IAM role. Services IAM, and we need to create a role. Click on role, and this role is for Lambda to access Amazon S3 and CloudWatch. And in the other sessions, we are going to add the RDS role also, but for timing, let me add only S3 and CloudWatch. Create a role, and this role is for allowing Lambda functions to call AWS services on your behalf. Click on next permissions, and permissions, if you see, we are going to access S3 and CloudWatch. We need to provide S3 full access and CloudWatch full access, and we should be mindful of adding the access. Let me add S3 full access for now. This is one thing. And then we need to add CloudWatch full access. These two are enough for now. In the later on, I'm going to add, in the later sessions, I'm going to add RDS as well. Click on next tags, next review, Lambda role. This Lambda role is for Lambda role for project 1 or something. Lambda role for application 1 for S3 and CloudWatch logs. I'm giving it in shorthand. Okay. This particular Lambda role is for application 1 for S3 and CloudWatch logs. Create role. Perfect. Now Lambda function is also Lambda role is also created. Now we need to create Lambda function, and we need to add S3 as a trigger, and we need to write the logic to read the CSV file. Perfect. Let us go to the Lambda screen and go to Lambda functions and create a function, and name this function as load or read data from Amazon S3. Okay, we are going to read the data from Amazon S3, and the runtime we are going to use is Python 3.8. Under the permission sections, we need to select the role which we just created some time back. Use an existing role, and the role is Lambda role for application 1 for S3 CloudWatch. Perfect. Click on create function. Now we created the Lambda function. Now next thing we need to add is we need to add trigger. Basically we need to add S3 as a trigger, meaning whenever anybody uploads a file to S3, Lambda function is going to get triggered. Let us go here and click on add trigger, and in the trigger section look for S3. Select S3 and you need to select the bucket. Bucket is application 1, project 1 source data, and event type is all object create events. If you want, you can change it. I'm going to focus on all object create events. And prefix, if you have anything inside this bucket, let's say you have the S3 bucket, prefix is nothing but if you have any folders inside this S3 bucket, we need to use that particular bucket folder as a prefix. Click on this and you can say create folder, and this particular folder I can say CSV data. Perfect. Now this CSV data will become the prefix because you are mentioning your data is coming to CSV data. Go and add CSV data slash and suffix. Suffix is nothing but what are the file formats data is going to come. The file format which we are going to send is .csv file. .csv file, which is nothing but comma separated file, and scroll down and you can say I acknowledge that Amazon S3 bucket for both output and command. Click on add. Now we created the Lambda function trigger. Now what we need to do is we need to make slight changes to the code so that we can see the event what is coming in. Scroll down and let us print the event which is coming in. Whenever we upload a file to S3 bucket, we can see the event which is coming so that we can read that particular file and write it to RDS later. I'm going to print the event, but before printing the event, we need to upload the file to Amazon S3. Let us go to Amazon S3 bucket, click on this file, click on upload, click on add files, and just add the file. It is in Python Kinesis demo. Let me browse for that. It is in C users. This is my username and it is Python Kinesis demo. Python Kinesis demo, and I'm going to add employee data. This is my employee data file. Click on upload. Now as I uploaded the file, Lambda function should get triggered automatically and it should print the event. It should print the event. Let us go and check in CloudWatch logs for the particular event. Go to CloudWatch. We can see the Lambda function logs in the CloudWatch. I'm opening CloudWatch logs. We can go to log groups and in log streams, we can see the particular log. Click on log groups. A log group will be created with our Lambda function name. Okay, this is our Lambda function name. Read data from Amazon S3. Click on this and you have log streams. Click on log stream. And if you see, you have the event is not triggered because I didn't save the Lambda function. Now upload one more file. Go to Amazon S3 bucket and you can delete this file and you can upload the same file, or you can upload another file with the same headers. Let me delete this and upload the same file again so that I saved the Lambda function. This time it will print the event as well. Let me show you the code which I'm talking about. Click on this and I'm printing the event so that I know in which path my file is present and how to read that. If you see this, I'm printing the event so that I will see the event and I'll write further code to read that particular S3 bucket and S3 file name. Okay, let me upload the same file again. Click on upload, add files. I'm going to upload employee data CSV file. Click on upload. Perfect. Now file is uploaded. Go to CloudWatch. In the CloudWatch, you can see another log stream comes into picture. Come back. Now you will have one more log stream coming in. We need to wait for the latest log stream. See, this is the latest log stream. Click on the log stream, and now you can see the event. See, this is the event. Now, if you observe, this event has S3 bucket name and object key, which we need to understand. Copy this and open online JSON generator or online JSON viewer. I can say online JSON viewer, and I'll take the first one. Online JSON viewer. I want to view the JSON so that I will know the S3 bucket name and S3 object key. Paste your JSON here and click on viewer. Okay, see here, whatever the event we received from Lambda has records. Records has 0th object, and this has S3. S3 has bucket, and bucket has name, and S3 has object. Object has key. Now, if I want to read this CSV file, I need to use this event of records of 0, S3 bucket name, and S3 object key. Unless I specify this particular path hierarchy correctly, I'm not going to receive this CSV file. Okay, that is the reason we need to see event of records of 0, and records of 0 has S3. S3 has bucket, bucket has name, and S3 has object, object has key. Let me copy that code and paste it in the Lambda function. This is the data I'm going to receive. Let me add it in the Lambda function. This is the code I added. If you see, I mentioned bucket equal to event. Event of records of 0. Just observe here why I have mentioned event of records, records of 0. Unless I mention records of 0, I'm not going to access this particular data. Records of 0 has S3. S3 has bucket name. That is the reason in the Lambda function I have mentioned event of records of 0, S3 bucket name. And for CSV file, whatever the uploaded CSV file is under S3 object key. That is the reason I have mentioned S3 object key. See here, S3 object key, and I'm going to use S3 client object. S3 client object, but let me add S3 client. S3 client, I need to use it from Boto3. For that reason, I'm going to import Boto3, and I'm going to say S3 client equal to Boto3.client of S3. Boto3 is Python module for connecting to AWS services. This is given by AWS. We are just importing Boto3 module, and using Boto3, I have created a client object S3 client. Using S3 client, I'm getting the object. Whatever the file that got uploaded, I'm getting the object. For that, I'm passing bucket and key. You don't want to by heart all these things. Open just AWS documentation. Just open Boto3 get object. Once you open Boto3 get object, we'll go here, and here you just need get object. Go to get object method. This is get object method. Click on get object, and get object is expecting. We can see the method signature. Get object is expecting this is what get object is expecting. It is expecting bucket, and it is expecting key. In our case, bucket is nothing but this one. In our case, bucket name we will get through this one, S3 bucket. Event of records of 0, S3 bucket will give us the bucket name. Event of records of 0, S3 object key will give us the key name. But to access that, we need a client object. And how we are going to create client object? This is how we are going to create client object. Let me go up. I'll show you how this client object is created. Client object will create using Boto3.client. If you go to starting, you should be able to see this easily. Click on S3 client. This is how we need to create client object. Okay. we are going to create boto3.client of S3. Same thing I have mentioned in the Lambda function. Okay, we just copied from the documentation. We have the S3 client object and we have the S3 client.get object method. And for that we passed bucket and key. Bucket and key we received from event. Fine. Now we are going to use lines. CSV file object of body.read. I am splitting the data so that once I have the data, I am going to use for loop. I'll print this data. Let me show you that. I'm going to use for loop for printing this data. Use this data. This is what I am doing. I'm saying lines. I'm using CSV dot dictionary reader. For that mention import CSV as well. I'm saying CSV dot dictionary reader, which I just explained in the earlier session where I showed how to read CSV file using dictionary reader. I'm using lines. CSV dot dictionary reader. I have row and I'm saying results. Results is nothing but a list which I'm going to create. I'll say result list, this one, and then I'm going to read the row. I can get row keys and row values. I'm just printing row values. And then once it is done, I can print row or results. Let me print results. Print results so that whatever the file I am uploading, let me show you the file which I am uploading. I am uploading this file employee ID 200 200, so that I need to see this data in our Lambda function as well. Writing part I'm going to do it in another video where I'll explain Lambda layers, but this specific video is only for reading part. Let me explain this one more time. I'm going to import JSON module boto3 CSV. I'm going to create S3 client object, and in the Lambda handler function I'm going to get the bucket and I'm going to get the CSV file. I'm going to read the CSV file object from get object method, and I'm going to get the lines, which is nothing but data, and I'm using CSV.dictionary reader to get the row, and using row I can get row names or row values. I just need row values so that I can insert into DB later, and I'm adding this row into the results. Results is nothing but list. You add it to the list and you are printing the list. I'm removing the event because it was working. I don't want to see the event. Perfect. Let me save this and let me delete S3 object, or you can upload a new object so that it will print the data again. I'm going to delete it and upload it the same object. Okay. Once we upload this object, our Lambda function is going to get triggered and it's going to get bucket, file name, file object, and it will print us the results, whatever it is there in the our CSV file. It is going to print these two objects. Okay. Let me upload the file. Go to CSV file, upload, add files, and upload employee.file. Click on upload. Now once this file is uploaded, our Lambda function will get triggered, and in the Lambda function we are going to print that. We can see that in the CloudWatch logs. Come to CloudWatch, see the log stream. We should get one more log stream. Yeah, we got another log stream. If you open this log stream, we need to see this data which we uploaded. We uploaded this employee data.csv. We need to see these records. Open it and click on the log stream. Perfect. If you see, we are able to see the dictionary values. We have both the records, dictionary values. We are able to see that. Perfect. We are able to see the dictionary object. This dictionary we are going to insert into DB later. For time being, we just have the data here. That is easier to do. Perfect. In the next video, I'm going to show how to write this data to database. For that, we are having some dependency on Lambda layers concept. So that if we simply say import MySQL, it will not work. Let me show it here so that this I will explain in other session. I'll say import MySQL dot connector. This is not going to work out. Why? Because CSV boto3 JSON are default library. That is the reason we are able to use it. MySQL dot connector is not there in our Lambda package, whatever we have deployed. That is the reason this is not going to work out. For this, I'm going to do a separate video where I'll explain how to use lambda layers, and using lambda layers, I will write the data to RDS. Thanks everyone for watching this video.